we have is to put in, we're going for a package store license at Gun Bananas at 64 Salem Street. It's going to be just a very small portion of the existing market. Just one door of a beer cooler, just about a 4-foot shelving for wine, maybe some storage or some, when holidays come around, maybe some extra product in the basement for people to purchase. But in terms of the legal process right now, we're waiting on the refusal letter. So we'll be filing for an appeal from zoning, and then after that, we'll be going for licensing as well. Frank, he's been in the business for 30-some years. He has another market in the Seaport area that's been doing well for about a year or so now, and he's had the experience for running a package store. And that one actually has more product than this one will, so he knows what he's up against.
Rashi, does Frank have a license lined up?
No, it'd be it'd be applying for a government issued license.
Okay, and how many are coming to do you know how many are coming to the North End?
I don't. I know there some are available. I'm not sure if it's specific how many that are available.
I'm just having to pass it down so we can all look at it. I guess my biggest thing is like to meet the need, what it would serve to the community. We're not in need of too many more, liquor or beer places. There are many here, so I'm just curious as to what the reason is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Frank has been asked over the years by several of his patrons to offer that with those kinds of products. So we figured that as well offer a little bit to his patrons. That's why he's keeping it small too, because he knows there's other options available. But just for the convenience sake of his customers.
What are the hours right now? And what time would the liquor be sold for?
The current hours are
Current hours are 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And we would probably keep the same hours.
Okay. So you're selling beer and wine. Is this going to be full liquor or
just beer.
and wine.
beer and wine till 9 o'clock?
Limited selection, as you can see on the floor plans. Just try to stay relevant with my competition. Golden Goose has been here forever. They've had liquor for many, many years. Roach Brothers has a huge liquor department.
Yeah.
I've lost some customers to them. Now we have Star Market coming. Like I said, I'm just trying to stay relevant and stay in business.
And who else are your customers in the North End? I'm sorry, competition in the North End, would you say, besides the Goose?
In the North End, the Golden Goose, like I said, since Roach Brothers opened, because of its access to the train station, I've noticed about a 10% drop. And now we have Star Market opening up at the TV North.
Yeah, so people going.
And that's probably going to be another 10%.
People going to the roads to get fruit.
Of course, they have the largest selection, have a huge liquor selection. It's not just about the liquor, it's the amenity that you offer your customer. Nowadays everything's one-stop shopping. So like I said, I'm just trying to stay relevant. It's 10% there, it's 10% here. What am I not doing that they are doing? And I can't do everything, but this is definitely something that my customer would probably like, that choice to be able to just grab a bottle of wine with their groceries as well. I'm not looking to become a liquor store by any means. As you can see in the floor plans we gave, probably about less than 5% of my shelf space is going to be allotted to the beer and wine. So, like I said, I'm not looking to be in the liquor business. I'm just trying to stay relevant in today's market.
So I appreciate the fact that, it sucks that Roach Brothers took business away from you. So do you consider that you'll be taking business away from local people that have liquor stores by having beer and wine? Does that concern you, that you take away business that they're doing, just like Roach Brothers took business away from
I
you?
certainly didn't come here today asking for this permit because I want to hurt anyone else, right? So, but just like you, Damien, you're in business,
Yeah.
you want to stay in business. So do you not sell something because your friend across the street doesn't sell it, or you do what you have to do to survive, right? And that's what I'm saying today. I don't want to hurt anybody. I mean, I've been in this neighborhood 31 years. I've got a great reputation. I've got a lot of friends. I don't want to hurt anyone.
So someday somebody comes to this board and says, well, they opened up and they took 10% of my beer and wine business, and that's all I do is sell beer and wine. So that would be my concern.
Right.
Then you said there was a 10% drop. The whole thing would have, I'm sure that maybe one of you guys, John, it's a whole like supply and demand thing, if there's a demand for it. So if there were people actually losing business, that means there's no demand, right? I don't know.
I think
These are my thoughts.
the benchmark is, it doesn't help, does a certain community need, or is, like, does one exist that needs to be met? So, is it in this instance, it's up to the president to decide, I guess.
Well, I would, if you want to take the argument that, is there a need? Well, anytime we improve a restaurant, right, we've got 100 of them, we don't need another restaurant, but yet we improve them. So to your point, Frank, I have no problem with you, portioning 5-10% of your floor space for beer and alcohol, because it keeps you competitive with, the liquor store down the street, or you're being competitive, and it's, if you take a little bit of business away from someone else, well, that's capital market, that's the way it is. Restaurants can make the same argument. You'll run a restaurant, well, I'm gonna take business away from the guy down the street, but that's the way it is, that's just.
I don't think anyone wants to do that, right? I mean,
But it's life.
I think
It's
there's
like-
a specific alcohol law that says there's a little difference. Like, I know you're saying community need, but there's actually specific alcohol. Like, do you need to sell another one of these types of, or do you need one of these types of establishments? That's what I meant by community.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're forgetting because he's not a liquor store, so, why, that, Sean, that argument's a little
Well,
not relevant to this.
we don't have, here's the thing, we don't have a whole lot. I mean, we've got liquor store down the street, right?
Neighbor, 2 doors down.
Right. Okay, so that's on sale. What else have you got on sale?
Monica's, and I think Salem Convenience Store has a very limited supply as well.
So my point is, if they're allowed to have it, then you should.
I'm probably the only market in the north end that doesn't have it, put it that way.
I mean, in
Other
my
than-
opinion-
I think Corner Store doesn't, but every other store, including 7-Eleven, does have it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I am not looking to hurt anyone, I am not. That's not my nature.
My thought is.
I just want
what's
people
fair
to
is fair.
stay in business like
If
everybody
they have
else.
it, then there's no reason you shouldn't have it. Mike.
Exactly, thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Does anyone else on the council have any?
Do we allow people to speak to
Yes.
the audience?
Yep. Great. You have anything?
What time did you say you were open?
We open 8 AM,
Till
but
what
on
time?
9 PM.
So when you get the liquor license, you're gonna open until 11?
No.
That
I have,
Yes.
That was an option, so that's the max hours that the law allows us to apply for. We'd be open to shortening that, if that's something that is considered.
I have no desire to stay open past 9 PM. We start
I
out
mean,
at
is
4
there anybody
in the morning.
objecting to this?
What's that?
Sal, do you have a problem with this?
So Sal DiGirolamo on behalf of the Wild Duck. Frank, nothing against you, but we strongly oppose it, my family and I. Guys are talking about getting it for, competition reasons, for convenience reasons. Unfortunately, the law is that these licenses are issued on public need. And the test question is the public adequately being served right now? And to prove that it is adequately being served, my sales are down significantly for the first time since we opened. So it's not like people are banging down my door to try to come in and buy stuff. So again, I reiterate that it's not, they don't issue the licenses for convenience. They don't issue them for competitive reasons because Roach Brothers opened or any of that. And like I said, it's nothing against you. I'm trying to save our business as well.
Sure.
So we're down, and that proves to me that there's enough around here. If it's issued to you, there'll be 4 of them on the street. We might as well give it to Pete's Coffee and Pocari's Coffee and everybody else.
I understand, Sal.
So,
I understand.
your
Like I
lawyer's
said,
reason was for convenience. That's not why they give them out. She should know that.
And to your point, and of course, you have your own numbers. We have 40% participant signatures from people who have supported the process, who.
That's for convenience, though. It's not for public need. It's the public
who
need
desire
is,
to have the license.
the public need is being met right now. We're 20 yards away from them.
All right, does anyone on the council or in the audience have anything else that they?
How many more liquor package stores do we need in the north end? We already have several. Put 4 on Salem Street. He's right, you might as well get into every store on Salem Street. It's
I'm
not
not
because,
a package store.
it's basically
I've
the
been in
same
business
thing.
for
It's
30.
beer and wine, there's enough of them in the north end.
But I've been in business for 30 years, and this is just another item that I'm trying to add on to stay competitive with every other market in the north end. Every other market
To
in the
me, it
north end.
doesn't matter, it's not serving a need to my community. It isn't. There are too many of them as it is, as far as I'm concerned. My community doesn't need another liquor or package store. There are too many of them as it is, as well as there's too many restaurants.
Anyone else from the audience?
What's your plan on pricing? You know, are you gonna stay competitive with your neighbors?
Of course, right. I'd have to stay competitive because people know what the cost of items are, just like my milk and eggs and everything else is another commodity. We'll be middle of the road, you know, we're just gonna do, $10 to $20 wines and just your basic beers. I'm only allotting 1 cooler for beer, so very limited selection, just your basics.
Do you say you'd be parity to your neighbors in price, or you would try to be lower?
No, not low.
Okay.
No, not low. It wouldn't make sense for me to go through all this and then work for nothing, just to hurt someone else.
Anyone else on the council? And then in the audience, do we have anybody else that wants to speak? Okay, please vote on whether you support or oppose and pass it to the middle. Again, we'll read these at the end.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.